receive 8 to 10% payouts forever. In this episode, we are going to address the question, what is the best strategy to have income last for as long as you do? Income into perpetuity. I'm Doug Andrew, and I appreciate you clicking on this episode. I'm very passionate about empowering you on how to not outlive your money. This question has been asked of me thousands of times. How do I assure myself, especially in my golden years, that my income will last as long as I do, that I don't outlive my money? See, most people are actually not so concerned about being rich as they are about never being poor. They don't want to outlive their money. And so in order to do that, I learned from many mentors in my life how to create predictable income streams. This isn't a pie-in-the-sky rate of return. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. But I have found that if you can predictably get 8 to 10% payouts on your retirement nest egg, and it's tax-free, then most people will never outlive their money, but you have to protect your nest egg from some dangers. The three biggest dangers are taxes, and so you need to have tax-free income, not be paying tax on what that cash flow is coming to you in the form of. You want to have income or cash flow that the IRS knows you're receiving, but it doesn't even show up on your 1040 tax return because it's tax-free, and it's been that way for over a century in the Internal Revenue Code. So you want to make yourself immune from taxes. You want to make sure that whatever inflation is doing, if it's doubling the cost of living every 7 to 10 years, which an inflation rate of 7.2% will double the cost of living every 10 years. If the inflation rate is 10%, which it has been on many goods and services, especially medical cares and prescriptions and so forth, that means the cost of living will double about every 7.2 years. So if in retirement, 15 years down the road, the cost of living has doubled twice, that means you need 4 times as much money to have the same purchasing power you had 15 years earlier. So you need to eliminate the danger of inflation. See, inflation helps me instead of hinders me because I link my returns to the things that inflate. So tax-free is huge. You want to link your returns to the things that inflate, so inflation doesn't hurt you, it actually helps you. And then you've got to protect yourself from market volatility. Unfortunately, so many Americans have their money in yet to be taxed IRAs or 401ks, and they're being told to stretch it out. Take RMDs, and it's in the market. And when the market crashes, what do the advisors tell them? Hang in there. Now just hunker down, wait it out. And then pretty soon, when they see the value of their accounts lose 30, 35, 40%, most people go, enough already, and they sell low. And then they wait until the market's way back up here again, and they buy high. And that's why most retirees with money in the market in yet to be taxed IRAs or 401ks, according to Dalbar, are only averaging 3.49%, less than 3.5%. This is what precipitated what is called the 4% rule. That's in the financial services industry. Because if the average person with money in the market has their retirement nest egg, they're only averaging 3.5%. They don't want you to outlive your money, so they tell you don't take out more than 4%. It will slowly deplete, but not before your LE, your life expectancy. Now that's pretty pathetic. That means on $1 million nest egg, you're only going to take out 4% a year, $40,000, and you have to pay tax on that. In a 25% bracket, you're paying $10,000 in tax on $40,000. You're only netting $30,000, or are you? Well, wait a minute. On the $1 million nest egg, most asset managers are charging at least 1%. That's 10 grand a year. Well, that's a real cost, an annual cost. So you subtract that, and you pull out 40,000, you're only netting 20,000. People need more than 20,000. And so they have to take out more money. That does not help them when they're only earning 3.5%. They're depleting their nest egg faster, and inflation is taking its toll. You need to have a strategy so that your money is not being eroded away with a negative impact of taxes, inflation, and market volatility. That's why I put my serious cash in what I call the laser fund. The laser fund passes liquidity, safety, and rate of return test with flying colors, but it's tax-free. When the market goes down, I don't lose. When the market goes up, I get to benefit. I get to participate without the risk. And so this is why $1 million nest egg, every million can generate based on actual performance. For 45 years, I have averaged 8.2%. $1 million generates $82,000 a year of tax-free income. How much more is 80,000 than the 20,000? It's 4 times, it's 400% better. Actually, by using indexing and rebalancing, I have been able to earn 10.07. $1 million will generate 100,000 a year of tax-free income. How much better is 100,000 than 20,000 on the same million? It's 500% better. It's 5 times the income. So when I teach audiences across the nation and oftentimes professionals, CPAs, tax attorneys, financial planners, they're like, how come I was never taught this? It's really sad that professionals like that, in order to get to pass not only the bar exam, but a tax attorney, to be a tax attorney, an LLM degree, that's a master's in taxation, you don't need to know how to accumulate, access, and transfer your money tax-free under 3 sections of the Internal Revenue Code. Sections 72E, 7702, and 101A. We're experts on those 3 sections of the code, and you use those sections to do that by complying with 3 tax citations passed clear back in the 1980s. In 1982, the Tax Equity Fiscal Responsibility Act, that spells the acronym TEFRA. In 1984, under the Deficit Reduction Act, that's DEFRA. That allows you to be able to use a vehicle, a maximum funded tax advantage insurance contract structured to be a cash cow. This is where I've averaged 8 to 10%, but it's tax-free. And by doing that, under those tax citations, I'm able to take the least amount of insurance, keep the cost way low, and load it full of cash as a living benefit. And this is where, in my lifetime, the last 25 years, I have earned 11 and netted 10. For 45 years, I've averaged 9, netting 8.2. What's that 1%? It's the cost of the insurance that the IRS says has to be there, or else it won't be tax-free. When we learn how to be able to create predictable rates of return tax-free, have inflation work for you instead of against you, you protect yourself from the market volatility. When the market goes up, you benefit. When the market goes down, you don't lose. Now you have predictable rates of return. And based on actual history, I can show you hundreds of clients' examples with their sheets for years. They have been able to, with 500,000, generate 50 grand a year, 10% payout. And they've been doing it for 35, 40 years. $1 million generating 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 a year of tax-free income into perpetuity. Because if you have $1 million, you're earning 10%, or you're using the strategies, which we call indexed loans. Many people are able to take a 10% payout without ever depleting their principal. How would that be? That creates predictable income forever. This is not a pie in the sky rate of return of 20 or 30%, which you can't sustain year after year anyway. Most people that earn 20 or 30% in a year, the next year they might lose 40. No. In retirement, you want to make sure you can have cash flow and income stream that will never run out as long as you stay disciplined to live on a 10% payout. Every million can generate 80 to 100,000 a year of tax-free income. I would implore you to watch this episode, learn more about this indexing strategy, that creates the opportunity to have cash flow last forever. And in that episode, you'll have the opportunity to receive a free copy of my book, The Laser Fund. I mean, you go to laserfund.com, you pay $5.95 shipping and handling, and I'll send out the book to you. I'll pay for the book. You just pay for the shipping and handling. But this episode will help you understand how to do that so you can become empowered and not outlive your money.